Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your April monthly reading. This will be for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Today is April 4th, 2020, so it's 444. It's a very spiritual day. In the sky right now, we've got Jupiter conjunct your ruling planet Pluto. So Jupiter conjunct Pluto. And we've also got Mercury conjunct Neptune. So these are some big energies going on right now. Your ruling planet Pluto has been very busy in these last few months. So lots of big changes. Pluto is about restructure, death and destruction, and the Phoenix rising more importantly. But first and foremost, Pluto comes through, and I heard an astrologer earlier say it can make something little seem very big, and something big seem very little. So it was fascinating when they were talking about how Pluto can make something minuscule seem huge when we're dealing with the current virus situation. So yes, I have a Scorpio rising, so I can definitely empathize here. Anyone with Scorpio placements has really been affected by these. Everybody's been affected, but especially Scorpio. So your ruling planet Pluto and its co-ruler Mars just met up in a conjunction, which can be quite aggressive energy. So there's definitely big shifts of energy going on right now. All right, so Scorpio, I'm going to draw 3 cards from the my Energy Oracle deck, and then I'll work with the Rider-Waite Tarot, and I will draw a card from the Osho Zen Tarot. All right, so for our first position, this is the situation Scorpios finding themselves in for the month of April. We have anxiety. Not really surprised to see that come out right now. There's definitely a lot of anxiety in the collective. For fears or for the more negative influence during the month of April, Scorpio, we've got second chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is your sacral chakra. And hopes in the more positive energy of the month, the world in reverse. So the world just came out for the Libra reading that I just finished. The world was in the positive, upright position. Here it's in the negative. So, reversed. Not necessarily, it does not have to mean negative or positive when it's in reverse. So, often a reverse is a more reflective. It really depends. But I am going to read from the book on these ones just because this is a new deck. And it's got a very descriptive book. Alright, so for your current situation for the month of April, we've got anxiety, worry, or distress. The woman on this card is filled with anxiety, worrying about something that causes her a great deal of discomfort. Receiving this card upright may indicate that you're experiencing a time of increasing stress, perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about much of the time. However, if you'll notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant and perhaps even moving away. Whatever is going on, this card is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. Brooding and fretting will never solve things, so trust in yourself and your process. When you lived with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek. All right, so I can completely empathize. Like I was saying, the current energy is hitting the Scorpio very hard right now. It's really restructuring and changing our everyday life, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety in the collective energy field right now. So I can understand Scorpio. So Scorpio seems to be very worried about the situations and the way that they're falling around them. So for fears, for the more negative influence, we've got the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, which is that sacral chakra. Let's see here. This one says intimacy and creativity. The second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Sorry, my son is whispering if you can have ice cream in here. All right, so when this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexpected areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. Oh, whoops, I forgot to switch the card. Sorry about that, Scorpio. All right, so what I'll say about this is, of course, this is a time for, we all seem to have a lot more time on our hands for the creative projects, but Scorpio, I will say Scorpio does carry quite a bit of sexual energy, which is held in the sacral chakra. Now, not necessarily just in a sexual manner, but it's just the Scorpio nature. But it is important for the Scorpio to burn this energy off, whether it be in a creative pursuit or in a physical lovemaking type of a pursuit, or this can be just there's a need to burn off some of this sacral energy right now, Scorpio. So in whatever way that you need to burn this off, otherwise it's just going to sit and nag at you. So I definitely am feeling that. Now that's just the Scorpio nature. It is just how it is with the Scorpio. You got to burn off that energy, or else it'll fester. We don't need that right now. You've got enough to worry about. So just something that I'm feeling from that message there. So for the hopes, more positive energy, it's the World. It is in the reverse position, but I'm going to leave it upright because it's a beautiful card. Jeez, I'm sorry. There's such a horrible glare right here. Alrighty. So in the reverse, receiving the World reversed means that you've been severely limiting your view of things. You're thinking too narrowly, either in your options or action or in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure of how to expand. This card calls for you to think this card calls for you to think creatively. Outside of the box you find yourself in now. In addition, you may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner, surrounded on all sides by energies such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But you still have the option to let all of that go, and this card is telling you not to wait a minute longer to do so. It's time to break out, see the unlimited horizons around you, and know that the world is waiting for you to take center stage. All right, Scorpio, so you're being your own worst enemy, it seems, at the moment, with the fear and the worry, which I completely understand. This is a very uncertain and intimidating time that we're in. So I'm going to get into some tarot here, but it really does seem like Scorpio has some energy to burn off. Because it's starting to come out in a more negative way. Like I said, I have a Scorpio rising. I completely understand, and I'm feeling it myself. Alrighty, so let's get a little deeper into this reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alright, so I'm feeling Scorpio right now is really in a state of purging. So I think a lot of the negativity that the Scorpio might be feeling, a lot of that heaviness, that darkness that seems to be kind of brooding, could be coming up It could be a sacral chakra clearing that Scorpio is going through right now. A lot of times when we're going through clearings and the purging process, it feels like we're really living in this in that energy, but really it's coming up to come out and be released. So Scorpio, that's probably a lot of what that negativity is that you're feeling. It's just wanting to come out, and it's a purging. We're in a deep purging time right now with all of the Pluto energy that's incredibly active. So, let it come up and come out. Try some journaling, perhaps, and again, burn off some of that energy, because it's definitely sacral energy. A lot of our more negative energy is stored in, it's Six of Wands just flipped over, but we'll see if it comes back up. A lot of our more negative energies we store in our lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra. So it's a purging right now, okay? So let's see what wants to come up. Our current situation, Page of Wands. So again, this is that fire energy. There's a lot of spiritual, fiery energy coming up right now. All right, what is overlying, holding back? Five of Wands. The Chariot wants to come out too. Energy hanging over Scorpio's head, heavy on Scorpio's mind. Nine of Pentacles in reversed. Energy leaving the Scorpio's life. We've got the Six of Swords. Moving into the future, Scorpio energy for the future. Page of Pentacles in reverse. And what is guidance from Spirit this month? King of Pentacles. So, got Temperance in reverse, Scorpio. This could represent a Sagittarius in your life. This is a very spiritual energy, so we do have a lot of fire representing here in your reading. This is all about coming into balance of emotion and wisdom, and this could be a higher learning, a higher study, but really I do feel a lot of spiritual energy present here in your reading. So this is a very spiritual time right now, believe it or not. I mean, there's a lot of work that's taking place on the spirit realm that many just are completely unaware of, but it's very hard to deny. We're in a reset moment. So do tap into that spiritual energy, Scorpio, and really take advantage of it. Trust in the higher divine purpose of everything that's going on in your life, and that that there's a major release happening right now, burning off of some old dark stagnant energy. And you're surely witnessing it though in your everyday life. It's coming through in possibly encounters with other people in your life. It could be coming through in like an urge to move in a new direction. All right, I'll get into the reading a little bit here. It's just some things that I'm seeing right off the bat. So we've got two pages present. So pages, the pages are communication cards, can often represent a younger person in your life, like youth. But the Page of Wands is really like is somebody coming through with I've got this idea and I really want to move forward with it. So Scorpio, you're in a position where you're I really am feeling the urge to to get this idea up and out, and overlying that you've got the Five of Wands with the Chariot. So Five of Wands represents more fire energy. So lots of fiery energy here. So there could be a lot of action happening. Do be cautious of fights. There could be arguments popping up. They could get heated, that seem to kind of pop up, and they get heated kind of quickly. I know the Scorpio is known for their scorpion tail, their stingers. So do be, aware of that. Scorpio can be quite, you can't back a Scorpio into a corner. They're gonna probably retaliate. There could be some youth here involved. You could be stranded at home with some teenagers or, some younger individuals. There could be a lot of arguments going on in your home. You could be planning on moving home. This we've got the Cancer here, the Chariot. This represents Cancer. So far we've got Sagittarius and we've got Cancer present. We've got a younger fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We've got a younger earth sign, possibly Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. We've got an older earth sign here, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So you could be dealing with a lot of people currently. And you could just be finding yourself feeling quite frustrated with all of, everything that's going on around you. Trying to maintain a level head, and you could be really struggling with that right now. Scorpio could be going through their own internal emotions and at the same time trying to keep everybody in their home sane and comfortable, and it's probably making the Scorpio quite antsy, certainly. So I could definitely see that as a storyline here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles hanging over Scorpio's head. So what's heavy on Scorpio's mind up here with this anxiety card is about sustainability. So the Nine of Pentacles does represent a sun in Virgo, but really it's just about being independent and stable and having worked very hard to bring in what you have brought in on a financial, on a earthly realm, your home, your finances, your belongings, and having this card in the reverse position hanging over your head with the anxiety card. Scorpio, you're really, you're struggling on the home front right now. You're worried, you're anxious about how you're going to make ends meet probably, and how you're going to sustain the home, and everybody in your home's driving you freaking crazy right now, and so you're just like dealing with a lot. And it's starting to well up, and there's just a lot of, I mean, it's almost like I can feel it, you're just like feeling yourself like start to like, it's all starting to bubble up to the surface, completely understand. Sometimes, that, like I said, there's some energy bubbling up that needs to be burnt off. And so I'm feeling like it could be to be doing something very creative, and creation, art, being very active, finding a way to burn this energy off. So that'll be different for everybody, I'm sure. Perhaps some will need some heavy exercise. I mean, there's a lot of ways to burn off energy. I'm gonna keep it PG, but I know Scorpio definitely has a lot of that sacral energy, that fiery, hot energy. So, do what you got to do, Scorpio. All right. In the past position for Scorpio, we've got the Six of Wands. So this is energy leaving Scorpio's life. I'm sorry, Six of Swords. This is all about, you could have been, where you were coming from was like you were just feeling like things are starting to smooth out. You could have been coming from a rough patch of circumstances, and you were just getting to a point where like things were evening out. Perhaps on that, because there's a lot of children present. Excuse me, there's a lot of children present here in the reading. So perhaps your family life could have just, you really were getting it into some smooth sailing, and then now all of a sudden everybody's stuck at home. Kids aren't going back to school. It's a big, huge transition, and the kids are making the transition. We're making the transition, and we're just trying to keep everybody cool. So you could be, this is where you're coming from, where you're moving into. We've got the Page of Pentacles, which could be a younger earth sign, but again, it's pages are all about communications, and so this is where you're moving into. I'm gonna pull a clarifier here because I'm kind of curious. I just want a little more information on this Page of Pentacles for what Scorpio is moving into the future. Three of Pentacles in reverse. So, this could have been talks of adding on to something that you were building in the tangible world. There could have been talks of a new addition to the home. There could have been, financial plans set in stone for a purchase that you were looking to make, and now, it's like you're coming from a place where it was like everything was really smoothing out. You had your plan set in stone, and then all of a sudden you're moving into a place where it's like it's not happening right now. We've got these cards are in reverse. It's like they're saying that they're not getting up and off of the ground. Again, more reason, there's definitely some, I'm seeing the home, seeing repeated themes of your home, with your finances, making ends meet. I'm seeing a lot of children, a lot of family. So I can absolutely see why Scorpio is in such a anxious state of mind. It's like you really got something up and going, and it was like in the beginning stages, and it was a big deal, and it's not happening. I'm gonna draw one more card because I'm wondering, Scorpio, if given some time, if the plans are going to get themselves back up and off the ground, or is this something you're kind of looking to let go of. So I'm seeing repeated themes come up in readings. So Ace of Wands. So this is positive. Yes. Okay. There will be a new beginning. There will be a new burst of energy after this time. So Scorpio, I'm feeling some disappointment and some disheartedness, and it could be really coming out, especially. It's like your plans were stalled. Your home life is weighing on you, and it's not an easy situation, and I completely can empathize. I'm feeling like Scorpio is just like I'm really feeling like a bubbling up and a welling here of energy, and you're like feeling like you're going to burst. So actually, with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that's going on right now, I do believe the conjunction was exact yesterday. The energy is, Jupiter's moving off of Pluto currently, but this has been described as the bubble bursting. So this is where you're at right now. So that being said, now we've been in some really intense Pluto energy. Like I said, Scorpio, Pluto is our ruling planet, and it is on a worldwide scale, really just digging in, and it's just taking things down left and right. There's destruction. This is honestly, sure it's visible. This is on a spiritual level. It's like there's a breaking down of these old structures. We had the Pluto-Saturn conjunction in January, first one since, it's been 36 years. So now we're in a brand new Pluto-Saturn cycle. And again, these are 36-year cycles. So when you think of Pluto-Saturn, think of structures. This is happening in Capricorn. The structures are coming down. And we had Mars conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Now we're having Jupiter conjunct Pluto right now. And Pluto at the end of the month is going to stop and retrograde. So yes, there's destruction all around us. Pluto will retrograde, which Pluto's going to come back over the area that it's currently sitting at. Pluto's a very slow-moving planet. So the degree, it's at 22 degrees of Capricorn, I do believe. This is a significant point. If you were to have any planets sitting right there around 22 degrees of Capricorn, you can be sure that this is, affecting your life incredibly. It is for everybody, and everybody's chart's different. I like to sit down and do in-person readings with your birth chart pulled up in front of me. And that way there's a conversation happening, so that way we can really get in there, and dig some of that subconscious buried energy out. And so with it being a Pluto ruling Scorpio, you're going through it. Okay? I completely, feel for you. Just, you got to stay strong. And not let it, wear you out to the point where you're snapping. You're feeling like, hey, you know what? Actually, if you're getting to the point where you just want to scream, then you know what? Scream. You do what you have to do. This energy needs to be released. It's coming up and coming out. It's not so much like the truth of where you're at currently. Don't let that fool you. When energy's coming up to be released, it's thrown right up in your face, and you have no option but to face it. But oftentimes, when you're not aware of that's what's happening, it feels like you're living it and it's your reality. But really, it's just old, stagnant, subconscious, buried, and that's Pluto right now. So let it come up and come out. All right. Speaking of Jupiter, here we have the Wheel of Fortune, which does represent the planet Jupiter. So we've got Sagittarius and Jupiter up here. Jupiter that does rule Sagittarius. So there's a bigger picture happening here. The wheels are turning. Everything is shifting. It's like a restructuring happening in your life right now. I'm going to pull another clarifier on this. Sometimes I don't like to leave it on the court cards. These often represent a person in your life, a earth sign, masculine personality. Gosh, this lighting is horrible. This could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn person in your life. Down here in the reverse position, this could be for a Scorpio, possibly a significant other. You've got over your head, you've got an earth sign, earth energy. Down below, you've got more earth energy. This could be your home and possibly your spouse and somebody that you're running your home with. This person could have, earth placements. So with your guidance down here, the card in reversed is possibly telling you do be cautious of taking this energy out on this person. All right, perhaps try to lean on this person. Now this person, this card in the reverse situation could be perhaps this person just doesn't seem to be pulling their weight, and you're frustrated. I'm just want to pull one more card on this. King of Pentacles, please. Two of Wands. Oh, okay, so the Strength in reverse has come out in almost every single reading I have been doing. Not surprised to see this card here. I'm reading it as a universal energy. I'm looking to the Leo season in around August. So late summer, I keep getting the repeated card come up. So I'm reading it as that's when a very significant shift or event will happen. Perhaps this is when we will start to find ourselves back on a path that feels more normal, because the old normal is not working. So we're moving into a new normal, but I'm thinking that is indicating that's when life will start to feel normal again. So that's just a collective repeated theme that's been coming up. So not surprised to see it again, and honestly I think it's a nice confirmation. It's a time to look forward to. But anyway, so what we did is we've got for your guidance. So, this could be your significant other if that applies. This could be you. This could be an energy to maybe, stop pushing so hard for things. That could also be a message that's wanting to come up. We've got the Two of Wands here. So the Two of Wands is about, moving forward. Here we've got the Ace of Wands over here for future energy. So possibly this is telling you, so whatever you had planted and rooted, to let go of it and to move forward into a new direction. So you may be being very rigid on old plans, and the old plans were just not going to work. So, again, this could be very frustrating because it could be affecting your home. It could be affecting your family, and you're very likely just dealing with a lot of change in general, Scorpio. But the cards are saying to give it a little time, and that there will be a new opportunity. There'll be a new burst. So I am going to pull one of those then to wrap this reading up, Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio, I mean, this is a heavy reading, no doubt. A lot of really heavy energy and very frustrated and overwhelmed and anxious and disappointed and frustrated with your loved ones. I mean, it really is a very heavy energy. But like I said here, when you see the Ace of Wands here, and then you've got this gentleman here, and the Two of Wands holding that Ace of Wands. It's like, and he's holding the world in his hand. You gotta have some faith that in the future, there's gonna be a new burst of energy, and this too shall pass. Okay. Alrighty. So let's one card, please, from the Osho Zen Tarot for the Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising, we've got guidance. This is, ooh, I love this card. It's so pretty. Angela, please stop. My son's present in the room. He's got his headphones on, eating ice cream in front of the TV.
Yes.
What a life, what a life. Alrighty, so this is the Three of Pentacles, which came up here for you. So here we have it in the Osho Zen. And I love this deck. It's really beautiful. Alrighty, so guidance 142. Oh my goodness. Okay. Guidance. The angelic figure with rainbow-colored wings on this card represents the guide that each of us carries within. Like the second figure in the background, oh, I want you to be able to see this card. It's so beautiful. All right, see it right there. Okay, like the second figure in the background, we may sometimes be a little reluctant to trust this guide when it comes to us, because we are so accustomed to taking our cues from the outside rather than from the inside. The truth of your own deepest being is trying to show you where to go right now, and when this card appears, it means you can trust the inner guidance you are being given. It speaks in whispers, and sometimes we can hesitate, not knowing if we have understood rightly. But the indications are clear. In following the inner guide, you will feel more whole, more integrated, as if you are moving outwards from the very center of your being. If you go with it, this beam of light will carry you exactly where you need to go. Well, that's very lovely. It's, really, I believe, what I'm feeling is, it's just like holding on for dear life to that inner trust, inner guidance that you're going to come out through this, and it's just like grasping. It's like you're grasping and like just getting through all of this intense energy that is so very present. And you're just riding the waves, riding through it. All right, so let me continue reading this. It says, you have to look for guidance because you don't know your inner guide is hidden inside you. You have to find the inner guide. That's what I call your witness. That's what I call your Dharma. That's what I call your intrinsic Buddha.
When's Daddy gonna come over?
Baby, can you let me please finish?
When's Dad gonna
Okay,
come over?
let me finish. Oh my gosh.
Come over.
OMG. Okay, sorry. This is why I can't wait to get into our shop and I'll have my own space. Kid-free readings. Okay.
Adult-free, annoying.
All right. So let me finish here, and then I'll have to turn this off and get after my son for interrupting. So I apologize. That's what I call your Dharma. That's what I call your intrinsic Buddha. You have to awaken that Buddha, and your life will shower blessings, benediction. Your life will become so radiant with good, with godliness, more than you can possibly conceive. It is almost like light. Your room is dark. Just bring light in. Even a small candle will do, and the whole darkness disappears. And once you have a candle, you know where the door is. You don't have to think about it. Where is the door? Only blind people think about where the door is. People who have eyes and the light is there, they don't think. Have you ever thought, where is the door? You simply get up and go out. You never give a single thought to where the door is. You don't start groping for the door or hitting your head against the wall. You simply see, and there is not even a flicker of thought. You simply go out. All right, so very fascinating. Yeah, I mean, to me, what this is like really feeling to me is just really, you know, you're holding on for dear life right now, Scorpio, and you're gonna get through this. You got to trust that that inner voice that's telling you that everything's gonna be okay. Perhaps where we're going and where the earth is moving to, there are some certain things that just aren't going to be able to go with you. There's a certain heaviness and darkness that's just not gonna be able to come with you. Perhaps this has been so buried you didn't realize it was there. Perhaps this, especially with a Scorpio, there are so many layers to a Scorpio. Like, you think you get to know a Scorpio, and then all of a sudden, like, there's this whole deeper aspect, and that's just the Scorpio way. There's always something old, leaving their life, and something new coming in. It seems like, whether that be in their physical world or just an internal change. Scorpio is all about regeneration, and this seems to be, a rougher time for the Scorpio. There's a lot of burning off of something old here to make room for something new, and this is very it's happening quick, and you just got to trust. All right, Scorpio, take care.